You're at the supermarket, shopping cart in hand, walking through the aisles like it's some automatic routine. You grab the same products you always do, the ones your family is used to, the ones you don't even question anymore. But as your hands toss another pack of cookies into the cart, your chest feels tight. That strange feeling you can't quite explain, like something bad is about to happen at any moment. You look around and see people doing normal shopping, completely at ease, and you wonder why you feel so different, so out of place, so anxious about something you can't even name. What you don't realize is that some of the food sitting right there on those shelves you rush past might actually be exactly what your body and mind are asking for to find a little more peace. I'm not talking about miracle drugs or impossible solutions that promise to cure anxiety overnight. I'm talking about something much simpler and much more real: how certain specific foods can work from the inside out, helping your nervous system calm down, your mind slow down, and your body finally relax. Anxiety doesn't pick a time or place to show up. It can hit when you're driving in traffic, when you're trying to fall asleep, when you're in the middle of an important meeting, or even when you're doing something enjoyable like watching a movie. It's like an invisible presence that settles in your chest and decides to stay, creating that constant feeling that something's wrong even when everything is objectively fine. You've already tried taking deep breaths, distracting yourself, ignoring it, but it's still there. And what a lot of people don't know is that anxiety doesn't just happen in your head. It's deeply connected to what's going on in your body, to what you're putting into it, how your digestive system is functioning, and especially how your brain is being nourished. How many times have you eaten something and felt even more jittery afterward? How many times have you had too much coffee and spent the rest of the day with a racing heart? How many times have you eaten too much sugar and then crashed, leaving you even more anxious? That's not a coincidence. There's a direct connection between what you eat and how you feel emotionally. Your gut produces about 90% of your body's serotonin, that neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of well-being. So when you fuel your body with the right ingredients, you're literally feeding your ability to feel calmer and more balanced. The first food I want to share with you is something you probably already have at home, but might never have thought of as an ally against anxiety: oats. I'm not talking about any sugary, processed oatmeal you find in colorful boxes at the supermarket. I'm talking about whole rolled oats, the plain kind that looks simple but holds incredible power. Oats are rich in tryptophan, the same amino acid that makes you sleepy after eating turkey at Thanksgiving, but which is also essential for producing serotonin. When you eat oats, especially in the morning, you're giving your body the fuel it needs to produce more of this neurotransmitter that helps you feel good. Plus, oats contain a type of fiber called beta-glucan that helps stabilize your blood sugar. And why does that matter for someone with anxiety? Because when your blood sugar swings up and down like a roller coaster, your body interprets that as stress and releases cortisol and adrenaline, the same hormones that kick in when you're actually in danger. It's like your body is constantly bracing to run from a lion when you're just sitting on your couch at home. Tell me something. Have you ever pretended to be okay when you were falling apart inside? Type "I pretend to be okay" in the comments. Your honesty might save someone today. The easiest way to add oats into your routine is to make a warm bowl in the morning. It doesn't need to be complicated. Just take half a cup of rolled oats, put it in a pot with a cup of water or plant-based milk, cook for a few minutes while stirring, and it's ready. You can add a pinch of cinnamon, which also has calming properties, or some berries, which are rich in antioxidants that protect your brain from oxidative stress. The important thing is to make this a self-care ritual. It's not just about eating oats. It's about starting your day by telling your body that you're taking care of it, that you're choosing foods that will nourish not just your body, but your emotions too. The second food might surprise some people, but trust me: dark chocolate. I'm not talking about sugary milk chocolate, the kind you eat when you're sad and then feel worse afterward. I'm talking about chocolate with at least 70% cocoa, the kind with a stronger taste that many people find bitter at first. Pure cocoa is one of the richest food sources of magnesium, and magnesium is known as the calming mineral. When you're low in magnesium, which is very common, especially in women, your nervous system becomes overactive. It's like a switch that just won't turn off properly. You feel restless for no reason, struggle to relax, and sometimes even get muscle twitches or involuntary contractions. Cocoa also boosts the production of endorphins, those feel-good hormones released when you exercise or laugh hard. That's why eating chocolate makes you feel better, but only if it's the right kind. Processed chocolate is loaded with refined sugar and additives that can actually make anxiety worse. But dark chocolate, consumed in moderation, can be a real ally. You can have 2 small squares after lunch, melt a bit and mix it with fruit, or even make hot chocolate using pure cocoa powder. The key is to taste it, eat slowly, and be present in that moment. Turn it into a small ritual of mindful pleasure. There's something powerful about eating slowly and paying attention to what you're putting in your mouth. When you eat quickly, distracted by 1,000 things, your body interprets that as stress. Your digestive system can't function properly when you're anxious, and that creates a vicious cycle. You get anxious, you don't digest food well, you don't absorb nutrients properly, and you get even more anxious. But when you pause, take a deep breath, and truly savor those 2 squares of dark chocolate, you're sending a message to your nervous system: it's okay, you're safe, you can relax. The third food might be the most surprising of all: salmon. I know a lot of people turn their nose up at fish, but hear me out because this could completely change how you feel. Salmon is one of the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, which are crucial for your brain function. Multiple studies show that people with anxiety and depression tend to have lower levels of omega-3 in their bodies. It's like your brain is running on low-quality fuel. Omega-3 helps reduce brain inflammation, improves communication between neurons, and most importantly, helps regulate cortisol production, the stress hormone that keeps you in constant alert mode when it's always high. When you include salmon in your diet at least twice a week, you're literally feeding your brain what it needs to function more balanced. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Grilled salmon with a little salt, lemon, and herbs served with vegetables is a simple meal, but extremely powerful. If you don't like salmon or don't have easy access to it, other good sources of omega-3 include sardines, tuna, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. The key is understanding that you're not just eating, you're naturally medicating your body. You're giving it the tools it needs to produce the right neurotransmitters, regulate the right hormones, and function more harmoniously. Now, I want you to understand something important. You won't eat oats today and magically wake up in your mental health. It's like caring for a plant. You don't water it once and expect it to bloom forever. You build a daily routine of care, and over time, it grows stronger, more resilient, more beautiful. What I can promise you is that when you start feeding your body more mindfully, when you realize there's a real connection between what you eat and how you feel, something shifts. You might not notice it in the first few days, but after a few weeks of eating oats for breakfast, consciously enjoying dark chocolate in the afternoon, and adding salmon to your meals, you might find yourself feeling a little calmer. That tightness in your chest shows up less often. You can breathe a little easier. And you know what's most beautiful about all this? You're taking control. You're no longer the victim of anxiety, passively waiting for it to decide to give you a break. You're taking action, making conscious choices, caring for yourself in a very real and loving way. Every time you choose oats over white bread, every time you mindfully savor that dark chocolate instead of gulping down some random candy, every time you prepare salmon with care just for yourself, you're saying, I deserve care. I deserve to feel good. I deserve peace. Anxiety may have started quietly, creeping into your life without you noticing. But your healing can also begin quietly, in the small choices you make every day, in the attention you give your body, in the care you take with what you put inside you. You don't need big revolutions or drastic changes that only last a week. You need small acts of self-love, repeated consistently until they become natural. I want you to try this for at least 2 weeks. Include oats in your breakfast, enjoy a bit of dark chocolate during the day, eat salmon at least twice a week. But do it with intention, with presence, with kindness. Notice how your body responds, how you feel, whether anything changes in your anxiety. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Your body is learning a new way to function, and that takes time. Always remember, you're not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the world deal with anxiety, and many of them are discovering, just like you, that relief is possible through natural and accessible ways. Your body has an incredible ability to heal when you give it the right conditions. And sometimes those conditions are simpler than we think. A warm bowl of oatmeal in the morning, a few moments of mindful pleasure with dark chocolate, and a salmon meal made with care. Anxiety may have arrived in silence, but your response doesn't have to be silent. It can be loving, nourishing, and enjoyable. It can be a way for you to reconnect with your body, honor your needs, and care for yourself in a deep and genuine way. And who knows, maybe in a few weeks, you'll be walking through the supermarket with a completely different feeling, choosing your foods not out of habit, but out of love. Not because of anxiety, but because of self-care. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find more strategies like this, always with care and based on what truly works. Hit like if this helped you in any way, and come along with me on this journey. You don't have to face this alone.